Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, so let's just dive in. And before we fully start this video, I want to ask all of you out there, how are you enjoying the overall price action in the market? Have you guys been enjoying XRP, doing this relentless push to almost 60 cents? I have been enjoying it quite a bit. We have been waiting for this for a while. Also, smash that like button if you guys are loving the green within the market. On the 7-day span, we could see that XRP is the number 3 leading token out of the top 100. Flare's number 2 now, sitting at 32% on the 7-day span. XRP up 11% today, up 25.5% on the 7-day span. We almost hit 60 cents. We'll address it. XLM, I made a video yesterday talking to you guys about why XLM is one to focus on. It was lagging behind XRP, and now it's trying to catch up about 9.5% on the 24-hour span, up about almost 12% on the 7-day span. And also, Songbird, for anyone that is holding Songbird started to break out quite a bit. One thing that I've been looking at though is on the monthly, we could actually see that this is at resistance from the beginning of March. So we're definitely watching this one, waiting to see if Songbird is going to continue to break out to the upside here. There's a lot for it to make up. I mean, this thing has been relentless on the dumps. So we're definitely watching that, but I love to see this price action. And also, XRP is at a big moment now. And as you guys do see, we are trying to break out of that recent high going all the way back to September. This has been a big resistance zone, and as you guys do see, we started to reject off of it already. What I would love for us to see is us to have this higher continuation. The only thing that I'm concerned about is RSI. RSI is getting to the point of basically the August timeframe back here before we had that sell-off. Now, obviously, yes, price is a little bit different here, but we are still at resistance. I told you guys 55 cents was going to be the next target, or anywhere around like 55, 56 cents from my video from the last couple days. We ended up getting that. Volume still looks very strong here, but like I said, one thing that I've been noting is, yes, I do believe that we will target this 84.5 cent zone here in a little bit. I honestly don't think that's going to take long to get to the 1618. I've talked about this quite a bit, especially with a lot of the catalyst events. I've also been looking at the 3-day span. So on the 3-day span, we are breaking above the 200 3-day EMA, which is at 50 cents, almost 51 cents. I would love for us to hold this level and not lose it. This is also backtesting essentially, resistance wicks. So if we could hold this, that's going to be strong. I do expect, like I said, some of these higher price targets to be met here in the short term: 67 cents, 74 cents, and even 84.5 cents. Mainly what I'm looking at is us reclaiming this zone that we're basically at now, which is resistance. I would love for us to flip it and actually turn this into support and have that higher continuation to either, recent resistance zone, like this resistance up here at 86 cents. You could argue 84 cents, 84.5 cents, whatever. Like on the weekly, you could actually really see it. So here's the weekly. At 84 cents up here at the 1618, like this is going to be a really tough spot for us to break over. I'm not really expecting a major break over it. If anything, I'm actually expecting a big breakdown off of this, like a rejection off of this. And this could be, down to 60 some cents. It could be down to 74 cents. But hey, I would not be selling my XRP up here betting on a big breakdown, because anything, like, it's unquestionable on how high XRP could go in the short term, especially if we are starting to see a lot of questions on the court's decision. And I do think most of the general public is also looking at this as well. I mean, even XRP's trading volume up 34%, 4.1, almost $4.2 billion. I've been addressing this. Like, look at the trading volume on the 24-hour span. Like, a lot of individuals are watching XRP right now. And guess what? Even XRP haters are coming out of the woodwork now saying, never thought I would be rooting for XRP like this, but they need to win their lawsuit against the SEC so that we can establish boundaries, because right now their abuse of power has no limits. And I told you guys, we will get to the point where individuals are starting to realize just how important this case is. I made a full thread over on Twitter talking about this when we first started to see major regulatory actions from the SEC just recently. Let me find it real quick, because it was very important. Like, here I was talking about Uphold. I was talking about how Uphold was getting rid of their staking platform. Like, this is a big deal, and here's that full thread. It's not a thread, it's just like a full tweet talking about how important this case is. Now we are starting to see individuals actually starting to realize how big this is. By the way, these are not small accounts. It's a 134,000 followed account. 112,000 people seen this. Even Lark Davis, which we all know, who Lark Davis is. Again, another XRP hater, known XRP hater. 1 million followers. Like, now people are starting to realize just how big XRP is right now. And also, just recently, CoinDesk posted this over on Twitter as well. XRP tokens surged to a 5-month high, bucking a market-wide decline. When you look at efficiency and moving capital around the globe with our banking system, that's a very, very important aspect of the settlement side of things. Listen closely to this video.
And you also actually seen a pop with XRP, right? Which is another interesting component of this whole conversation, because when you look at efficiency and moving capital around the globe with our banking system, that's a very, very important aspect of the settlement side of things. And what's happening there is a lot of interesting insights as far as contracts, partnerships that have already laid the groundwork, that's playing nicely with regulators. And I think that's the other side of this conversation that we haven't had yet.
Yeah, I was actually just going to ask you about XRP, which just surged to a 5-month high, even amidst all this turmoil. But isn't that possibly just about the potential coming resolution to the SEC XRP case, which has been brewing for a while? And I mean, that's how I read that surge.
Yeah, I think that's one piece of it. But for whatever reason, I like to unpack a little more of the conversation. And here's the other part. Rather they win or they lose, it doesn't matter, to be honest with you. They still have those long-term institutional partnerships in which they will still be able to move value across the internet. And in my personal opinion about this, and the way I think about this, is if they are made an example of, it's still not a bad thing, right? The world is stage. Let's kind of quote Shakespeare and thinking about that. It's all right. Rather they win or rather they lose, they're still going to be able to play a pivotal role representing Bank of America and several other large institutions in moving capital around the world, providing liquidity to both those small and regional financial institutions. I think that's what we're seeing on the back end.
And yeah, I mean, I agree fully on this. Like, when we actually look at XRP, like win, lose, or draw, whatever the case may be, right? I believe that whatever decision comes from this, it's going to be extremely huge. And we already know that if Ripple loses to the SEC, it will, pretty much pack up shop, go overseas, and again, expand rapidly as what they have been doing. They've been expanding so fast in the last couple years, even the last 2 years alone. Ever since this lawsuit has gone live, right? We know Ripple has been focused on massive amounts of growth as well as expansion through on-demand liquidity. We have seen partnership after partnership. We have seen them not only defy the odds of what anyone anticipated, especially with the SEC going after them, but also XRP itself has been extremely resilient. I really do believe that this case, for the most part, it does matter in the US, but outside of the US, it really does not hold much strength at all. And I do think that going forward on in time, everyone will soon realize that this case that has been going on for 2 years will soon be over. We do see over here from Credible Crypto, people are so oblivious to Ripple and XRP that they forget Ripple has been fighting the SEC for nearly 2 years, and the outcome of this case will likely be a major determinant of the future of crypto in the US before Coinbase even has a chance to make their opening argument. I'm telling you right now, everyone should be focused on XRP. Not only from a risk to reward ratio, but also because of how big of a role they are playing in the evolution of regulations around crypto. This case could be the significant key that unlocks the door for global adoption of crypto. And also, I want you all to understand that whatever we see from this case, right? If we see a big win, XRP becomes the only digital asset that has 100% regulatory clarity. Now, over here also, because I know that everyone's going to bring up the SEC and Gary Gensler. Well, guess what? We already know from Chairman Patrick McHenry, he confirmed that SEC Chair Gary Gensler will testify before the House Financial Services Committee on April 18th. Republicans will hold Gary Gensler accountable for his flagrant disregard for the law, jurisdiction, and also the APA. Listen closely.
You're talking about this backstage. You made oversight of the SEC a very important part of your chairmanship. You said you'd bring in Gary Gensler, more regulatory, to have more overview than he has had in the past. We're hearing he's going to show up now in mid-April. Give us a preview.
April 18th.
Some news, folks.
This will be our first oversight hearing of the Securities Exchange Commission. This will be about his rulemaking. And his approach to digital assets. It'll be a large focus on general oversight of the Securities Exchange Commission, but in terms of policy, a serious approach for us laying down what I hope to spend the next couple of months on, which is a regulatory sphere for digital assets. But he'll be there on April 18th, and glad that we finally are able to announce that and get that going. This will be the first of many regulatory hearings we have through the summer.
You're talking about this.
And this is going to be the first of many throughout the summer. This is very, very big. This is huge. This is huge. And I'm very excited, finally, to have Gary Gensler held accountable on his actions. This is huge. I really do think that this is going to be the fire that starts to spread. Regulatory actions, and I say proper regulatory actions, to happen. This is very exciting. Now, also, I do want you guys to understand that I believe that this run is going to continue to ignite. I do believe that we will most likely see a pullback in the short term. So for anybody out there that is, fearing that they're going to miss out on even more gains, no, I do believe that we will see a pullback here in the near short term, but this is a huge moment for all of crypto. I said it going all the way back to March 19th. I said this is the moment crypto proves how resilient it is against the traditional banking sector. It's going to get interesting very fast. Trading view. Bitcoin versus the banking crisis. Look at this. I mean, this is a huge moment for all of crypto. I want you guys to understand this. And also, I was not the only one that's seen this. Kevin Cage actually posted over here. He said that those with cash left flocked to crypto. And he's basically talking about this narrative playing out within the banking collapses. I do believe that we will see more. And the most interesting thing that I've been looking at is also the dollar, right? As we see President Biden saying that the banking crisis is not over yet, look at the dollar. Remember, I've been charting this for a while. When we look at this, I've been waiting patiently for a big break of this structure, because as we do continue to see this fall down, I'm mainly looking at crypto. I do believe that gold and silver should 100% be in your arsenal as well, but I am very excited for the future of crypto because I think that this is a huge moment for all of us. It's not just XRP holders, it's everyone. I believe that crypto is going to be at the forefront of most of what we see going forward on in time this year, because I do think everyone has seen the cracks within the traditional banking world, and I think that finance itself, the world of finance, is going to get a huge wake-up call, going forward on, because we will see a lot more banking collapses. We've been talking about this, we've been addressing it, and I do think that a lot of money is going to flow into crypto. Let it be known that we've seen this in the past as well. During March of 2020, yes, we did see money flow out of crypto into the dollar because a lot of people were concerned on what was going to happen. But guess what? We've seen the money flow right back in. Right now, I'm mainly looking at the US dollar, and I just don't see a world where this is gaining a ton of value. I just don't see where, I don't see why anyone would want to hold the dollar, because going all the way back to March of 2020, yeah, a lot of people wanted to hold the dollar, but we also didn't have inflation as bad as it is today. I think no one wants to hold money in their bank right now because of the inflation, because of the risk to, banking collapses. So where are they going to park their money in? Well, they're going to park it into, gold, silver, crypto, whatever the case may be. And I don't think that we should only be looking at, assets like, gold, crypto, silver, I think that we should also be looking at other things as well, packing our bags tight with, food, water, other things, because, when things really start to ramp up, it's going to get really bad out there. And I don't mean to sound like a doomsday or prepper or anything like that. I'm just saying, it really is something unheard of where you actually look at how large this banking collapse could be. A lot of people compare it to 2008. This is 2023, guys. This is much larger. So with all of that in mind, everything has been looking very good in this market. I'm looking at XRP. I want this to have that higher continuation. We might see a pullback in the short term. Like I said, we already start to see it on the 4-hour span. You guys can see it. We hit resistance. I'm waiting to see what's going to happen here. Back testing resistance down here at around 48.5 cents. We could definitely see that. We could see a pullback, but I'm watching closely. I'm watching closely on what's going to happen with XRP in the short term, because I do think that things can get very, very interesting. And this is a big moment for XRP as well, for all those XRP holders out there. So with all of that in mind, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on it, because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all. Have a beautiful day or a beautiful night, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.